Hey YouTubers, welcome back to another entry into my little massive project where I decided to rewrite all of Dragon Ball Super, every single episode. So after this video, I will be officially making these videos on their own playlist so you guys can easily listen to the entire journey in order and in your own convenience without having to sift through all of my videos on this channel. But before we get started, I just wanted to make it clear, like in the real show, I'm not going to be overly worried about the narrative threads that connect the 10-year time skip to the very ending of Dragon Ball Z. I realize that for some people that makes this rewrite series almost close to unwatchable, but I really wanted the freedom to tell the best story possible, and I personally found a massive problem with the original run and when it came to the frequency at which events started to occur. I am really hoping to use this narrative to effectively tell the story in the 10-year time skip before Goku's fight with Oob, so that the characters are in the right place by the end of the series and could effectively jump into the ending of Dragon Ball Z, yet I don't really care about the ages of certain characters for various times, placements, and other things before we get to that particular point. Anyway guys, with that being said, let's just jump right into episode 4 of this Dragon Ball Super rewrite. Here, the narrator informs us that a couple of days have passed since we last left Goku training at King Kai's planet. Through this, we see Goku doing some major weightlifting before the camera cuts to a massive mansion-like building. We see Mr. Satan running frantically around the building and barking orders at the men and women trying desperately to set up the festivities. Mr. Satan informs the workers that he has coincided the opening of his new magnificent hotel with his daughter's anniversary and he won't have anything go wrong. And it's at this moment that Boo passes by with a plate full of hors d'oeuvres, and with his mouth full he asks Mr. Satan when lunch will be served. And the realization of what time it is sends Hercule into a frantic panic attack. We then cut to an establishing shot of Kame House. From there we see Android 18 lounging at the beachside as Krillin wrestles with Marin in the background as she won't put on the dress for the party. Finally, Krillin gets her to calm down with the promise of some sweets. In the meantime, we see Master Roshi appear from the house with an unwrapped box, to which he asks 18 to wrap for him. He says it's for Gohan and Videl and something that an aging marriage absolutely needs. 18 opens the box to reveal the lingerie that was worn by Lunch in the original Dragon Ball series. And so Master Roshi's nose starts to bleed as a wicked grin emerges on his face, as 18's forehead vein protrudes and the box bursts into flames. Master Roshi freaks out and tries to stop the fire as Krillin and Marin burst into tears of laughter in the background. The mood suddenly shifts as we cut to several quick and dramatic cuts of a martial artist dressing in his traditional gi. The mood is really grim and serious, as if we're to suspect that we might be seeing some fight with some major foe pretty soon here. But after just a moment, we hear Chaozu say, "Ten Shinhan, we're going to be late." The scene brightens up and we see Ten Shinhan completely putting on his outfit. The two make their way out of his dojo and they leave for the party. We then cut to a nearly dark room with an alarm clock blazing in the background. The person under the sheets tosses and turns before Puar enters the scene and opens up the blinds, throws the covers off of Yamcha to reveal him sleeping in the iconic death position from back in Dragon Ball Z days. Puar tells Yamcha that they have to get up and actually go to the party or they're going to be late. We then cut to Piccolo quietly meditating at the top of Kami's lookout as the rumblings of Dende and Mr. Popo begin to bother him. They are freaking out about the logistics of how they're going to get to the party. They have to pick up Korn and Yajirobe, and only Dende and Piccolo can fly, and they don't even have an aircraft because Bulma won't even give them that stuff. This really starts to get on Piccolo's nerves as the rumbling gets higher and higher. And finally, we cut back to Mr. Satan's major mansion-like hotel as Bulma arrives with Trunks and Vegeta. Bulma reprimands Vegeta for not wearing anything really formal to the event, but Vegeta has to inform her that Saiyan armor is in fact formal attire on planet Vegeta, and he is being respectful in that regard. Trunks goes to meet Goten and the two just go off on their own, while Chi-Chi greets Bulma as the two head into the main party area. As they walk into the party area, Bulma asks Chi-Chi where Goku is, and Chi-Chi shows her anger at the fact that he hasn't arrived yet. For a man that can literally teleport anywhere in a blink of an eye, he is always late to things. But it is during this conversation that the two of them run into Mr. Satan, who informs them that even though the party is mostly going to be private in order to celebrate Gohan and Videl's wedding anniversary, the press will be covering the grand opening of this major hotel before the celebration actually gets underway. From there, we cut to the far universe as Beerus and Whis travel at the speed of light, barreling towards King Kai's planet. Beerus asks Whis how long it's going to take them to get to the planet because he's getting hungry, and Whis tells him only a couple more minutes and that they can eat at King Kai's planet. And from that, Beerus refuses, citing that King Kai's cooking is absolutely terrible and maybe they should stop off for a quick meal. We then cut back to Earth and we finally get to see Gohan and Videl getting ready for their big party. Gohan is worried about making too big of an event of their anniversary, but Videl reassures him that the party is only really for friends and family and the rest is just a marketing push from her father. He is nothing if not a showman. And that really calms Gohan down. The two share a nice, genuine, quiet moment together to let us remember just how much they're in love with each other on this special day. But that pregnant pause is broken when Majin Buu barges into the room looking for more food despite holding 2 hors d'oeuvre trays. Gohan takes him to look for more things to eat as Videl cradles her stomach and whispers to herself that they will tell him later. We then cut back to Beerus and Whis as we see a nearly identical scene from his introduction into Dragon Ball Super. The aliens stand in a row as Beerus is presented with this major feast. He scarfs it down but ultimately ends up blowing up half the planet because the dessert was way too salty. And it's this explosion that finally directs us to the sacred planet of the Kais as we see Elder Kai and Kibito Kai discussing Beerus' awakening and what dangers this actually means for the future. And finally, we make our way back to King Kai's planet where all of this episode started. We see Goku training on the planet, and King Kai lets it slip that today is Gohan and Videl's anniversary. Of course, this makes Goku incredibly freaked out, screaming at King Kai that he never helps him keep track of time because there's no real sense of it on his planet. The two bicker back and forth like an old married couple as Goku holds up 2 gis for suggestions on which one he should wear for the party. The joke here being that the gis are actually different shades of orange, one being the new shade of orange and one being the classic Dragon Ball shade. Suddenly, a tail whips into the foreground and we see a shot of Beerus as Beerus asks King Kai whether or not he is interrupting anything. Goku looks towards Beerus and King Kai is in tears of fear. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to leave this one off. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I really like what this episode pitch did, at least from my perspective. I feel like everyone gets their awesome moment. We get a genuine love moment between Gohan and Videl. We get kind of a cool shots, martial artist, whatnot for Ten Shinhan. And I hope you guys think it's kind of as funny as I do with Master Roshi trying to give the lingerie from Dragon Ball to Videl. At the same time, you get to see Yamcha in the death pose as he's sleeping. I think that would actually pop a lot of people as well. Tell me what else that you liked about this pitch. Tell me if you like this series. I really do like making these, and I hope in the future they can be more like this, a little bit more streamlined, because I actually wrote out the script for this one, and hopefully that makes the editing a little easier so I don't have to just basically go off the top of my head. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. It's been real, guys. Hey YouTubers, I hope you guys are really enjoying the content, especially this particular series. It's one I've always been wanting to give to you guys ever since Dragon Ball Super actually started and I started doing my channel. But while I encourage everyone to go down to the comment section below and share their thoughts and opinions on not only this pitch and every other video that I do, if you want a more direct line with me on Dragon Ball, the Saw franchise, horror movies, box office, just anything that I am actually showing interest in or that you think that I might have an interest in, or maybe you just want to talk about anything, go and follow me on Twitter. I am always on Twitter, or it's just much more likely that I'm going to be able to get back to you guys on Twitter much quicker than I am on YouTube because it's kind of a more direct line. So you guys see the link in the screen. It's also in the description section below. You should definitely go check it out. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Like I said at the very end of this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. Might not be as frequent anymore, but I really hope you've enjoyed the upgrade in quality with the discussions and rewrite series and every other series that I'm bringing to the channel as of late. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's been real.